Buffalo and Kansas City with the title bout that was every bit like the Godzilla versus Kong spectacle we were expected it to be. So we can expect debates, right, for months on the league's horrible overtime rules that kept Buffalo from even touching the ball. But what did you learn last night between these two teams?
You are not going to let this overtime thing go.
No, I'm not. It's the only thing that's going to unite this country, Pearce, is banning these rules, changing the overtime rules in the NFL. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're going to have a hard time getting Kansas City to buy in with you. But, hey, who cares about Kansas City? And really, it was a spectacular offensive performance. But defensively, it was pretty awful on both sides. We just need to be more concerned about Kansas City. Yeah, it looked like their defense had turned things around. But not really. They played a soft schedule down the stretch. At the beginning of the season, when they were facing tough teams, they were getting torched. And we saw them play a tough team. And Gabe Davis went for 200 yards. I think Kansas City should be eliminated for the playoffs just for doing that. What are they going to do against Jamar Chase? If Gabe is putting up 200 on them, Jamar Chase is going to do 200 again. He's already done it once. T. Higgins is going to shred them. This is going to be a long game for Kansas City's defense ahead of them.
By the way, Kansas City tried to change these rules 2 years ago when the Patriots did the same thing to them. And, of course, now they're all hush-hush and very quiet. Matt, what'd you learn last night between the Bills and Chiefs?
Yeah, I want to focus on Gabe Davis, too, because I think he's probably a pretty good player, but this is just such a strong reminder of how much variance there is in football. I mean, in all sports, but football especially, that people can spend a whole week or even more breaking down all the various matchups and things in a football game. And then Gabe Davis goes for 8 catches, 201 yards and 4 touchdowns. And it's like, there's just, everything goes out the window. You can't, there's no one who predicted anything resembling that game. And sometimes it's just worth taking note of the fact that no matter what things seem obvious in football, just, this Gabe Davis 200-yard 4-touchdown game can happen. And we don't really know as much as we think.
Let's take that a step further. How is this going to affect Gabe Davis in season-long fantasy next year and versus Steph Diggs? This game is going to stick in people's minds for the entire year. Gabe Davis is going to go way overdrafted next year.
Well, go ahead, Jeff. Jeff, is that Jeff, is that one of the things you learned last night? One of the things that came to mind for you?
I mean, it's definitely something that's stuck in my mind. But, I mean, just in terms of this game, look, the Buffalo Bills were playing perfect football. And it's just a stark reminder that when you have a player like Patrick Mahomes and a coach like Andy Reid, and they're on top of their game, it's essentially they're unbeatable. I mean, you cannot stop Patrick Mahomes from gaining 20 yards when he's playing that well. You just can't stop it. There basically had to be 0 seconds on the clock when Buffalo scored, and there wasn't. And because there wasn't, I mean, Patrick Mahomes is like, okay, I'm just going to get my 3 points here because that's what I do. So it's a stark reminder of who the best player in the NFL is, and it's Patrick Mahomes. And we're all idiots for even suggesting this guy was going through a bad season or anything at the start of the year. He is the alpha. He's the dude. That's the biggest thing that I take away from this game is just Kansas City is unbeatable with Patrick Mahomes when he's playing that way. Shout out to the Buffalo Bills. They're going to be a good team for a long time, and I'm sure eventually they'll get over there and they'll catch Mahomes on an off day. But, man, I mean, what a player.